Hey guys, it's Erica with Not Your Average EDC, and tonight we are looking at the Three Rivers Manufacturing Neutron. This is a knife that has me suspicious as fuck right off the bat. I see a lot of posts about these, pictures on Instagram, and I hear a lot of good things about them, but I'll tell you guys right now, my first impression is there's something fishy about this and about kind of the company in general to me. So let me just give a little bit of background here. This knife has caught my eye for quite some time now. Just the design, obviously that cool micarta. I love green micarta. The blade shape is totally my style. It definitely has always looked a little thin for me, but so did the bug out, and I love the bug out, so I figured this might be a good one to throw into rotation at some point for testing because I love testing different steels. I really want to test 20CV. This company in general, as far as I know, is a small business, kind of like an out-of-the-home type deal that has just, gotten a little bigger recently. But as far as I know, it just seems like a cool company to support and to try out. So I decided a while ago I wanted to try one of these. They're hard to get. It seems like they do drops pretty often, but they sell out real quick. So when I saw this for sale from my friend Cheyenne on Instagram, I jumped right on it. And I wanted to grab it before anyone else did because I didn't think I would be able to get my hands on one anytime soon in the configuration that I wanted. Like, I really wanted the green micarta. I don't want any of the carbon fiber, titanium stuff coming out. So I hopped on that. I grabbed it from her, and at the same time, my absolute love, Jeremy, grabbed an Atom, which is the bigger brother of this. I think his is carbon fiber, but I'm not positive. He grabbed one as well. And he bought it off of somebody on Instagram. He got his before I did, and he said, hey, this seems really cool so far. Centering is off, just a heads up. I was like, okay, cool. I get mine today, and sure enough, centering is off. So I said, I paid $190 for this bad boy, and that's marked down, and it's off center. That's weird. So I did a little bit of research this afternoon. Now, in my research, it seems like a lot of these come off center, which is kind of weird because, like, as far as I know, these are being, made by, I don't know, like a small business, a husband and wife type deal. You would think that the attention to detail would be pretty decent with an operation that small. So, I did some research. It seems like a lot of people's come off center, and it's just kind of how it is. So I looked back on Cheyenne's page as to when she first got this, because most people, like, when they get a knife, they'll start posting about it immediately. So the earliest post I could find of this on Cheyenne's page was August 30th. So I'm assuming that she obtained this knife around August 30th over the summer. And then I kind of pulled up the Instagram page for this company, and it was interesting because I had remembered that the other day I saw a post from them that they were posting about off-centered knives again. So let's just look at this. This is a picture that they posted. Looks like a drop photo, a drop post. They're just talking about how Nick Shabazz talked about their knives, and it says, I'm trying to look through the camera here. They did a batch of 175 that had lock issues that they resolved. Another batch of 195 that apparently gave them migraines because they had trouble with the centering. Now, this is 2 days ago. Okay, let's just go down here. 2 days ago. And Cheyenne had this knife in August. That is suspicious to me. Why are you pumping out drops of 400 knives when you can't even center your knife, guys? And like I said, Jeremy's was like this, or is like this, and a lot of other people's are too. So I'm a little confused. Why are you doing drops still, pumping out good sized drops of knives, when in August you couldn't center a knife, and in December you can't center a knife, and you're charging around $200 for this? Why would you do that? Don't you think you should stop and fiddle around with trying to get your centering on point before you're dropping 400 knives that have centering issues? That seems a little weird to me. So I'm suspicious of this one. I'm suspicious of the company. From what I know, they started making knives out of their home, and then they blew up, and now they have like their own operation and machines, and that's why they're able to pump out so many knives per week, per drop, etc., etc. But I'm not totally sold. I will be testing this, but I'm totally sus about it because when I pay $200 for a knife that is kind of, made in a small business, I'm figuring that the attention to detail will be perfect. I'm paying $200 because I'm paying for you to, make this in your home or your small business. I'm assuming that when you say that it's a small business and, attention to detail and quality is very important, that somebody is going to be looking over this knife and making sure it's basically flawless before it gets to me. That's why I'm paying that amount of money, because I'm supporting your small business, because I'm assuming that you are giving me a high quality product that you're making out of the comfort of your home or your shop or what have you. Aside from the centering being off, these are some of the worst thumb studs I've ever tried in my life. They're tiny and awkward to use in terms of deployment, and these are some of the sharpest micarta scales I have ever felt in my life. They feel unfinished. They are not contoured. There is a small dip throughout here, but they're so sharp that when you hold the knife, you literally feel your skin like going into these crevices, and you can feel the sharpness of the scales right away. So definitely confused about this so far, and the company seems a little sus, like they're moving a little too fast and they can't even keep up with their own shit. And I would just like to make a point here. Let's bring John from BGM Knives in, okay? Same in-home small business, making knives for the community. We are paying John $200, $250 per knife because we know and trust that his grind lines are incredible, his heat treat is perfected, and he makes these knives extremely well. So we support John and pay him that money because we know that before he sends it out, he is looking over this and making sure that it is perfect before it gets to us. That's why we support him. That's why we pay him that large amount of money, because we know and trust that he is known for his grind lines, his heat treat, his warranty, his customer service, everything. I mean, John is literally the shit. Like, everyone knows him, and we all support him because of that. Let's look at another example. Let's talk about Ryan over at Failsafe Goods with his handmade wallets. Could I go buy a wallet for $20 at Walmart? Yep. But we pay $50, $60, $75 for Ryan's work because he is giving you a flawless wallet with attention to detail on every single piece that you're not going to find in a $20 Walmart wallet. So when you're paying $75 on one of Ryan's drops, that he literally did all of this by hand in his home, and you're supporting him to do that because you know that he is looking over this before it goes out. to make sure that it is immaculate because you paid $75 for a fucking wallet. So it's perfect. And that's why we support him, because we are paying for the quality, the craftsmanship, and that attention to detail that you will not get in, a factory manufacturing setting. That's part of the price. That's part of the support, is that you're expecting someone to give your product a little more attention than buying a knife from Benchmade or something. Like, we all know that if you get something from Benchmade, it's not going to have the quality that something of this caliber should have, or this. I expect a Benchmade to probably be off-center. It's a mass production company. These aren't. This is not mass production. So why didn't you take the time to center this before it came out, and why are you pumping out knives 6 months later with the same issue? Stop and get your shit together. Stop and fix it, and stop dropping knives every week. Fix your problem, get your shit together, and then start pumping out knives. And I understand you have to make knives in order to figure out the problem and stuff, but why are you selling those off pieces? If you do a batch of 195 knives that gave you migraines with centering, it's not the knives that are giving you a migraine, bro. That's yourself. You're giving yourself a headache because you can't get it right. So, if you made 195 knives that were off-center, you should probably, stop doing drops for a second and figure out what's wrong and then start selling your knives. So I'm not quite sure about this one. We're going to test it at some point. I am excited to have it and try it, but that off-centered thing is not something that I'm excited about. So I just wanted to share my first impressions of this and just kind of document that before we start testing, because that's a little weird to me that so many are off-center and they're still doing drops every week. All right, guys, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great weekend, and go use your shit.